good morning, dear student. Once again, we are present in our science class. Now, today's science class is about water, the revision of a second chapter, and means the next one, that is third chapter, that is about water, atoms and molecules. So, in the previous class, as you know that we discuss or we revise water. We revise already. We complete the revision of a second chapter, that is about water. Is matter pure? Matter around us is pure. And now next third chapter, that is about atoms and molecules. So as you know that atoms is what? Atom is the smallest particle by which all the matters all the matter is formed. Means whatever the matter that we see in our surrounding, means this whole universe is made up of water, matter, and that matter is made up of water, atoms. So you can say that atom is water. Atom is the smallest building block of all the matter. Means all the matter, either this is stone, wood, this is sand, this everything is made up of water. That is made up of water. That is small particle, and that small particle is known as water, atom. Now mostly the atoms cannot be exist independently. Means it cannot exist freely. It forms ions and molecules, then it can exist independently. So atom means the smallest particle or smallest building block of all the matter which cannot be divided further, or this atom is a indivisible particle or smallest particle. Means after that atom cannot be divided any more. Okay, that last limit, so that is called water atom. Now next we are discussing two important law, that is called laws of chemical combination, and these two law of chemical combination is given by two volunteer of chemistry, that is Joseph Proust and Lavoisier. So here we are discussing about the two different law, the important law of chemistry. That is, first one is the law of conservation of mass. Conservation means how we conserve. So that already we discussed in 8th class one law about the conservation of energy. Means energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Only the energy can be transformed from one form to different form. Means overall energy of a universe or of a system is always fixed or constant. So here in a chemical reaction, here this law of conservation of mass is state that the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Means in a chemical reaction, for any chemical reaction, overall mass become what? Constant or a fixed. For example, if we are taking one example of any reaction, suppose that for example carbon plus oxygen, it forms water. This carbon, when this carbon is reacted with the oxygen, it forms water, carbon dioxide, CO2. So this two species, this is called water reactant. And this is called water product. Means the species which is which take part in a chemical reaction, that is called water reactant. And after reaction, after formation of a new bond, it forms water, the new substance that is totally different from this one, that is called water product. Or we also can get it byproduct. So there are many. So according to this first law, the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Means whatever the mass we are taken in the form of a reactant, that is always equal to mass of a product. For example, suppose that if we are taking the mass of this carbon is 5 gram. Okay, yeah, you can say this if we are taking a 3 gram, and this became water 8 gram. So whatever the carbon dioxide is formed, it became water 11 gram. The mass of is 11 gram. Means the mass of reactant equal to mass of product. And mass of reactant is mass of carbon plus mass of oxygen is equal to mass of CO2. So mass of carbon is 3 gram plus 8 gram. So 3 plus 8 is equal to how much? 11 gram. So means the mass of this both reactant is always equal to what? Product. Means it proved that always in a chemical reaction the mass is what? Conserved. Means there will be no loss of mass. Overall mass in a chemical reaction is what? Constant or fixed or conserved. So by taking this another many more example is there, we can say that the mass is always conserved. Means mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. We cannot create mass or we cannot able to destroy the mass. Now next law. Next I hope you understood everybody this first law. Huh? By any taking any example or any chemical reaction we can prove this law. For example, if we are taking the example of water, water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So whatever the mass we are taken of hydrogen and oxygen, that is equal to mass of water, whatever that is formed after water, after the reaction. Now second law, law of constant proportion. It is stated that the statement of this second law is that in a chemical substance the elements are always present in a definite proportion by a mass. Means in any chemical substance the elements are always present in a fixed ratio or in a constant ratio or a fixed quantity by its mass. For example, suppose that hydrogen and oxygen it forms water H2O. So ratio of hydrogen and oxygen to form the water is always fixed, and that is water, that is 1:8. Means if we are taking 1 gram oxygen, we needed 8 gram oxygen, then it forms water 9 gram water. Means the ratio of hydrogen and water ratio of hydrogen and oxygen necessary to form water is water 1:8. Means by the mass, if we combine the mass of hydrogen and oxygen combined together in the ratio of 1:8, means 1 gram of hydrogen is combined when 8 gram of oxygen, then only it forms water 9 gram of water. Means if we are taking the randomly any ratio 3:5, means if we are taking the 3 gram simply and 5 gram of hydrogen, this hydrogen and this oxygen, so it not form a H2O. Means for the formation of water, oxygen for formation of water, we should always take the hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 1:8. Suppose that if we increase the amount, this is in 2 grams, so it should be always in water 16 gram. Means overall ratio should be 1:8. If this is 3 gram, then amount of this oxygen is 3 into 8, 24 gram. Isn't it? Suppose that 1:2 ratio means it is 2 gram, then it is 16 gram. This is 3 gram, means it is 24 gram. If we simplify this one, always what 3 is 24, means 1:8. This 1 2 is 2, 2 is 16. This is also 1:8. Means ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is water 1:8. So in that condition only this water is formed. There are many more examples. For example, ammonia, NH, ammonia, and then this is in the water and the ratio of 14 is to 3. One more a compound, carbon dioxide, CO2, this is into 3 is to 8. This is into water, 3 is to 8. Means the ratio of carbon and oxygen is always water, 3 is to 8. So only in that condition the carbon dioxide is formed. Suppose it is carbon and oxygen, so it forms CO2. So it is a 3 gram, and oxygen should be water, in a 8 gram. So it forms what, 11 gram of carbon dioxide. Means the ratio of this carbon and oxygen is 3 is to 8. So this tells us about water. This is all explanation about this second law of constant proportion. Means we should take in a fixed ratio by mass of any element, then it forms any compound or any chemical. So whatever the chemical is formed, so in that element is always taken in a fixed ratio or in a definite ratio by its mass, then it forms only that compound. Okay, so I hope you understood, everybody, this both the law. Now next we are discuss about now next about the an atom. So as I told you that the atom is the building block of all the matters. So matter means all the matter are made up of atom. Now the size of atom, this size of atom is measured in the form of its atomic radius, and that is given in a nanometer. So we can say that 1 meter is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 9 nanometer. Okay. Sorry. That is atomic radius means what? The radius of atoms, and this is the way by which we can measure the size of atoms, and that is atomic radius should be measured in what? Nanometer, and it is denoted by n. Okay. So you can say this 1 meter is equal to 10 raised to the power 9 nanometer. Now next about the modern day symbol of elements. So as you know that the first time the simple some specific symbol is given by the Dalton, but that is not widely accepted. Okay, because due to some inconvenience. So after that the Brazilians were a volunteer of chemistry or famous scientist who gave the suggestion that the symbol of any elements that is based on water, it should be based on its the English alphabet, means what the name that is written in the English. On the basis of that we can specify or we can write the symbol for any element, and these symbols may be taken from water, from place, means from where that some particular element is derived. So it is depends on the place and its characteristics, and whenever we going to write any symbol for any element, first letter should always should be in a capital letter, and then it is followed by what? A small letter. If suppose that if the letter is beginning with the, if the name of element is a start or beginning with the same letter. Then suppose that for the calcium and for the carbon and for the chlorine, all the name are started from the C, C and C. Okay. So in that case, what we are doing? We are taking water the second letter. Okay. For example, chlorine. So we are taking what C and L. C L. For the calcium, C A. And for the carbon, C already taken, so it's a C. Means first letter always in what a capital letter and a small second one letter is always in a small, in a lower case, or a first one is in a upper case. Now, but what happened in a some the name of the some element that is different from its English name. For example, sodium. Sodium. So by the name of sodium, this English name of sodium is we can say that the symbol of sodium may be SO or any other, but it not happen. Why? Because the Latin name of the sodium is what? Natrium. And the beginning letter of natrium is what? Na. So symbol of sodium is Na. Many more element is there. Their name is derived from either it is from the German language, from the Latin language, or maybe from the Greek language. So this sodium is got their symbol from where? From the Latin name natrium. The example like gold, aurum. The Latin name of gold is aurum. So many more is there. So this the modern day symbol can be derived from what? From what? From the Latin language or German language or Greek language. Now next about the atomic mass. Atomic mass means what? The mass of an atom. And simply this mass of atom is given by what? Atomic mass unit or a unified mass. Mass of an atom. That is represented by what? AMU. That is called the atomic mass unit, or you can say that unified mass, that is represented or denoted by simply U. For example, the mass of some element, mass of hydrogen, that is 1 unit. Mass of carbon, that is what? 12 unit. This is the mass of atom, mass of carbon atom. Mass of oxygen atom, that is a 16 unit. Mass of chlorine atom, mass of chlorine atom, that is 35.5 unit. Mass of nitrogen, that is a 14 unit. So these are the mass of some atoms. Mass of hydrogen atoms is 1 unit. So this is called what? A unit or a unified mass, that is represented in a U. Okay. So as we know that the most of the atoms, the atoms of the most of the elements are not exist independently. So it forms water. It forms molecules or ions. So when the molecules and ions aggregated or joined together chemically, they form water. They form all the matters and that we can touch or feel or see. Means this matter is formed by water, by the combination of this small atoms, and that atoms forms water molecule, or maybe it forms ions which can exist independently, and from that it whole this matter is made up of. So now next, what is the molecule? Molecule. This molecules, a molecule is generally formed by the combination of one and more atoms chemically combined, and it have the force of attractions between two atoms. Means when one or more atoms combine chemically, it forms water. When two or more atoms combined together chemically, it forms molecules. Okay, when two or more atoms combined together chemically, it forms molecules. And or you can also define molecule in another form. The smallest particles of an element or a compound which can exist means the smallest particles of an element or a compound which can exist independently. As we know that atoms cannot be able to exist independently, so for being stable, it forms ions and a molecule. But molecule is what? The smallest particle of an element or a compound which can be exist independently. Means वो freely exist कर सकता है molecule. But atoms जो है वो freely exist नहीं कर सकता. Now next molecules. There are the two different forms of molecules. Molecule of an elements. Now molecule of an element. So the molecule of an elements are constituted. Molecule of an elements are constituted by same kind of atoms. Means when one or more same type of atoms combined together, it forms water molecules. For example, it constituting water same kind. When the same type or same kind of atoms join or aggregate or combine together, it forms water molecules of element. For example, this hydrogen, argon, this is formed by water only the combination of hydrogen atoms. Okay, means the hydrogen atoms when combined, it forms water hydrogen molecule. When the argon atoms combine, it forms water. It forms the molecule of argon. So here you see that in some cases the elements have only one atom. So that type of atom is called what? Monoatomic. Monoatomic. Monoatomic means you can say that the number of atoms. It is called what? Atomicity. Or atomicity means what? Atomicity means the number of atoms in a molecule is called what? Atomicity. यानी किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल के अंदर कितने नंबर ऑफ एटम्स है, either it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, so that is called what? Atomicity. So here this hydrogen and argon and this calcium and copper, this carbon, this all are made up of only single atom. So that is called what? That atomicity is what? 1. So that type of atom or element which have only one atom is called monoatomic. Mono means what? This mono means 1. So that type of atom is called monoatomic. For example, this hydrogen, this argon, this carbon, this all. Now next, if that element contains the two atoms, that is called a diatomic. For example, H2, sorry, this is a helium, not a hydrogen, helium. Okay. Hydrogen, this hydrogen is formed by water when the two atoms of a hydrogen is combined. Nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine. Means when two chlorine atoms is combined, it forms what? Cl2. When two oxygen, then it forms oxygen. When two nitrogen atoms combine, it forms N2. So this type of atom, this element is called what? Diatomic. Means there are the two number of atoms. So that is called what? Diatomic. Now next, triatomic. If the number of atoms is what? 3, then it is called a triatomic. For example, O3. O3 means when the three atoms of oxygen combine chemically together, it forms O3, and this is called what? Ozone gas. This is called what? Ozone gas, O3. So O3 means what is the atomicity of ozone? 3. It means it's known as what? Triatomic element. It's known as the triatomic elements. If there are the 4 number of atoms, then it is called a tetra. Tetratomic. Tetra means what? 4. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus always exists in the P4 form. Means when 4 atoms of phosphorus combine, it forms what? P4. This is what? Phosphorus. Now next, polyatomic. Polyatomic means when the more than 5 or more than 5 atoms combine together, it forms element. So that element is called what? Polyatomic. For example, S8. Means sulfur always exists in a S8 form. Means when the 8 atoms of the sulfur combine, it forms what? Sulfur molecule. One sulfur molecule or a sulfur element simply. Okay. S8 means simply as 8 element, this atoms combine, it forms this S8. So this is all about what? Atomicity of an element or a molecule. Means number of atoms present in a element or a molecule is known as atomicity. Okay. So many times the question may be asked in this one, write what do you mean by the atomicity, and write the molecule which have the 2 atomicity or 3 atomicity and 4 atomicity or polyatomicity. So you can write it this all example. Okay. Now next, we discuss about the molecule of a compound. Molecule of a compound. Molecule means when the atom of a different elements combined chemically in a fixed proportion or fixed ratio, then it forms what? Molecule of a compound. For example, again this water, ammonia, carbon dioxide. Okay. Means you can say the atoms of different atoms of a different element join together in a fixed proportion. Then it forms what? molecules of a compound. When atoms of a different elements join together in a fixed proportion, it forms what? Molecules of a compound. Then it forms what? Molecules of a compound. Means suppose that this hydrogen and oxygen, means the atoms of hydrogen and oxygen combined chemically in a fixed ratio, that is 1:8, and this is a 14:3, and this is a, that is in a ratio of water 3:8. 3:8. So this fixed ratio means this atoms, different atoms of a element, different elements combined in a fixed ratio, then it forms what? The molecules of a compound. Okay, I hope you understand. Then next we are discussing about the ions, means how the ions is formed. So as I told you that ions, when the ions is formed, yes, ion is formed when from any atoms, as you know that the atom is electrically neutral. So if number of electron present in that atoms is what? Is lose by that atom, or either it is gained by the atom, it forms what? Ions. So simply you can say that the charge species, means when the charge is comes on that atoms, that species is called what? Ions. So means किसी भी एटम के ऊपर पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव चार्ज है तो that is called what? That called ions. अब वो atoms नहीं, that is ions. So charge species is known as ions, and there are the two different type of ions. Positive ions is called what? Cation, and second one is negative ions, that is called anion. So suppose that how this cation is formed, positive ion forms if the number of positive charge is much more as compared to the negative charge. Suppose that atom, suppose that we are taking one atom and in that the positive charge, negative charge is also 5. If that atoms gain one positive ion, so number of ions, number of positive charge is 6. So the number of positive charge is much than what? It's more than this negative charge. So it appear, it shows what? A positive charge. So that is called what? Cation. If the number of negative charges increase, means one electron is added to this one, then what? It acquired a negative charge. So we are taking the example of sodium chloride, NaCl. So when this on heating this NaCl, it is dissociated into its ion Na plus and Cl. So this is called what? This sodium ion is a cation and this chlorine ion is a negative ion, or that is called the anion. Okay, so ion is formed by either loosening or by gaining a electron. Okay, जब भी कोई भी एटम जो है वो आयन तब बनता है जब क्या करेगा, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन को या तो गेन करेगा या लूज करेगा. ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे तो पॉजिटिव चार्ज आएगा, कम होंगे प्लस के कम चार्ज हो गए तो वो नेगेटिव चार्ज, यानी नेगेटिव ज़्यादा है तो वो नेगेटिव चार्ज, पॉजिटिव ज़्यादा है तो वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज बन जाएगा. सो इस तरह से क्या बनता है? आयंस बनते हैं. ओके, बिकॉज दिस आयंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हाँ, फॉर राइटिंग द केमिकल फॉर्मूला आपको आयंस पता होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो आफ्टर दैट now we are discussing one more that is called the valency. Means what is the valency? Valency means you can say that it's a combining capacity of a element. Okay, the combining capacity of an element is called what? Valency. Or you can say it's a number of electron present in the outermost cell. When you going to write the electronic configuration of any element, so the number of present in the outermost cell, that shows what? Valency. Okay, so valency simply you can say that what? The number of valence electron or number of electron present in the outermost cell. Either you can say that the combining capacity of element is called what? Valency. Now next we are going to how to write the chemical formula. So as I told you that for writing the chemical formula, the two things is very necessary. First one is a symbol and second thing is about what? Valency. So for means how we can write the chemical formula. For example, if we are going to write the chemical formula for suppose that hydrogen chloride na या calcium oxide. So first you should what identify the element present in that compound कि उस compound में कौन कौन सा element present है. तो ये कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड क्या है? एक कंपाउंड है. तो इस कंपाउंड में क्या क्या प्रेजेंट है? कैल्शियम एंड ऑक्सीजन. सो नाउ राइट द सिंबल ऑफ कैल्शियम. Write the symbol of calcium, calcium, C, and for the oxygen, O. Okay. Then next what? Next is what? The charge or valency. You can say the charge or the valency. Valency. So this so plus 2 valency and this so minus 2 valency. Now next step is what? Now cross the. What we are doing in next step? Cross the valency of both. So now cross the valency of both. So it's a Ca 2 and O also 2. Okay. So now you say that this is a plus and this minus. Don't take any. Don't bother about this one. This forget it. Just simply you write this number. And when there are the same type of number means 2 2 same enough, they both are cancel to each other and we are not showing when there are the same number of this valencies. So simply this can be written as CaO, means calcium oxide. Because when we are in our class, I told you that how to write the formula means I already discussed some important rules. Means when this shows the same valency, there will be no need to show this number. If here it show also 1 1 number, then also we are not showing. If the metal is metal and non-metal both combined together, it forms compound. So first preference should be given to what? Metal. Then after we write what? Non-metal. And if in the case of polyatomic ions, then we should always keep it in a bracket. For example, we are taking an example that is ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate means what are the constituent of this compound? Ammonia and sulfate. So this ammonia and sulfate ion. So ammonia ion means NH4 and it is SO4. So now ammonia, this ammonia ions, the symbol for ammonia ion is NH4 and full sulfate SO4, and valency of ammonia is a +1 and sulfate is a -2. So now they cross this one, हम क्या करेंगे, वैलेंसी को क्रॉस करेंगे, और क्रॉस करने के बाद फिर क्या होगा, दिस इज NH4 2 and SO4. Now here this is ammonia is a polyatomic ion, so we keep it in a bracket. इसको भी अपन रख सकते थे यदि इसके बाद कुछ और होता तो ना, लेकिन यहाँ पे ये 2 है तो इसलिए इसको हमने अमोनिया को क्या किया, ब्रैकेट में रखा. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन राइट इट द केमिकल फॉर्मूला फॉर वाटर फॉर polyatomic ions. Now next about water, the molecular mass and formula unit mass. Suppose that molecular mass. Molecular mass means the total mass of all the atoms present in that molecule. Suppose that we are calculating the molecular mass of H2O. So here the mass of hydrogen, and how many number of atoms? 2. Please multiply with the 2 plus mass of oxygen. So now what is the mass of this hydrogen? 1. So 2 into 1 plus mass of oxygen, that is 16. So 2 plus 16 means 18. This is the molecular mass of water. This is water. So in this way we can calculate the molecular mass of any compound. For example, NaOH. So mass of sodium plus mass of oxygen and plus mass of hydrogen. Okay, तो mass of sodium जो है कितना है, is 23 plus oxygen 16 plus hydrogen 1. So you can edit this all, 23 plus 70 50. This is the mass of water and a OH. So this 14. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the molecular mass. Formula unit mass means whatever the formula is given, and so according to that you can add the mass. Now next one more important concept, that is the mole concept. The last one is the mole concept. So mole concept, when we are talking about the mole, means it's a fixed number, it's a pure fixed number. I am saying that 1 mole of hydrogen or anything, any substance. So number of particles or number of atoms or number of ions or molecules that fixed, that is equal to what? Avogadro number, and that Avogadro number is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. This number is called what? Avogadro number. And if we are seeing at 1 mole of hydrogen, yeah, 1 mole of any substance, so that substance contains how many atoms? That is equal to Avogadro numbers, and that is what? 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Okay, so we have some formula for calculating mass. This mass we can calculate molar mass into number of moles. Okay, simply molar mass into number of moles, then you can calculate the mass. Okay, then number of moles, that is the given mass, and the molar mass. Then number of atoms or molecules, that is the water. Number of moles into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Is a formula. By using this formula, you can calculate this is the number of atoms or molecules. Okay, I hope you understood this all things. If regarding this chapter, third chapter, you have any difficulties, you can ask without any hesitation. Okay, and in evening time, this is very important information for you. Evening time, I will take the class test of both the chapter. So ready for that. Thank you.